Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday as we go to this hearing of Taylor Parker. I want to welcome everybody who is here in chat. I don't know, nothing is updated for me, so I know there are people here, but I can't see your messages yet. So welcome. I'm going to get this pulled up on the screen so that we're in wait mode. If you are not familiar with the Taylor Parker case, I'll give you a little brief update. So Taylor, who you see on the screen on the left, that's obviously Taylor before and then her mugshot. She became Facebook friends with Reagan Hancock on the right, the cute pregnant girl on the right. Befriended her, took her engagement photos, took her pregnancy photos, took her wedding photos, and then went to her house, stabbed her with a scalpel in the neck, and opened her up and took her baby. Disgusting, but true. Beyond disgusting, right? Okay, so we're waiting. Let's see here. We're waiting for, I can't remember the judge's name. It's the 202nd District Court of Texas. I'm not sure the judge's name. But we are waiting for them to open this up for this hearing. It's not quite 2 o'clock yet. 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central. The baby did not make it. No. She was pulled over. So after she killed Reagan, she took the baby and she fled. Well, she got pulled over and she had this baby, and she had actually, it is a death penalty case. She had actually put the umbilical cord in her pants and acted like she just gave birth to the baby. So they transported her to the hospital, where at the hospital they were like, this girl did not give birth. And to add more craziness to the whole story, as if it's not crazy and sick enough, she planned this. She planned it and told her boyfriend she was having a C-section that day, and he was supposed to meet her at the hospital. Crazy. So if you guys want to know more, I do have a video where I interviewed Taylor's ex-mother-in-law. Her name's Donnie, and Donnie's son was married to Taylor. They have a child together. She had a lot of contact with Taylor leading up to this event. She told me everybody knew Taylor had a hysterectomy, but Taylor still faked her pregnancy. Yikes. Sweetie Pie Low, how are you? Hey, April and Brunch, thanks for being here. Heather Howard, members, if you haven't been here in a couple days, we got new stickers. I switched them up. I made them a little more broad, and I made a Alex, Barry, Chad, Zulima, Jolly Rancher for Lori's lipstick stickers. So there you go. One of the perks of being a member of J is for Justice. But okay, we are waiting for the judge to open up the YouTube. And I hope to God it gets streamed today, because these cases like Megan Faramuska, which was like a similar case to this, a friend stole a friend's baby, so-called friend. There's been no movement in that case. And this is supposed to start, the trial is not until July of next year. July of 2020. As it is, this happened like a year ago now. I feel so bad. So Reagan, she was married. She had a child and one on the way, obviously, another little girl. And after this all happened, which the horrible part is that her mother is the one that discovered her. After just how Taylor left her mom. She had her grandbaby in her. I can't even with the magnitude of evil that is to do that to somebody. And it infuriates me because now Reagan's little girl doesn't have a mom. So anyway, after that, then her mom's dad passes away. And Taylor's ex-mother-in-law, Donnie, the one I interviewed, said, they said he died of a broken heart because Reagan isn't around. I mean, this girl caused so much havoc and emotional damage that can never be fixed to so many people. And that's why I want to see her in court. That's why I want to watch her. Not a lot of people know about this case, and I don't really care. Hit it, baby D. But you know what? I don't, you had 70 people in your, I don't care how many people I have in my chat. I like to see justice, and I like to see people like this face justice and face what they did. Casey, what's up? Oh, man. It just, that gets me fired up. I guess I'm a grandparent now, so now I look at things so different. Things are so different. I mean, they're different because you're a parent too, but when you become a grandparent, it's so different. Okay, 204. Come on, Judge. Come on, Judge. I'm just going to double check, make sure it's not streaming anyplace else that we might possibly be missing it. I don't think so, but we'll go check. So what else is going on? Are you guys all following the Daybell case? I know a lot of you. I see your names. I know a lot of you are. What are you guys thinking of Lori being incompetent? What are you guys thinking of also the pending charges on Charles Vallow, or on Lori for Charles Vallow's murder? I say rock on. Slap them with everything they can. Right? All right, I'm looking up Parker. So this girl, Parker Taylor, has many names. She was Taylor Morton. She was born Taylor Morton. She became Taylor U.S.C. Then she's Taylor Morton. Taylor Parker Morton U.S.C. Those are all her names. If I got that straight, I don't know. Sounds good to me. Okay, let's see. Here's her case. Okay, nothing. All right. Now, the judge's YouTube. Let me double check that. Sorry, I can't see chat right now. Yep, we're on the right channel. So if they're doing this hearing, we're not going to miss it. Okay, I just wanted to verify that. So we can keep chatting. I'm going to put it back up, and when something starts, we'll see it up here on the screen. So anyway, this happened in she lived in Texarkana, near Texarkana, Sims, Texas area. I don't know if you Texans know where that is. I certainly don't. Taylor was, okay, so she was married. She was Morton, then she was married. Taylor Parker, Casey, I don't know, 2 times, I think. Jimmy Rhino also, it was a good one. What was a good one? Court TV with Lori's oh, okay. I love watching court TV recaps. Lexi said this happened 20 miles from her. Lexi, did you know her at all, or anybody that knew her? I know it was kind of a small town. They did like her, I kind of figured that, baby D, hence the name. Like, it's like half Texas, half Arkansas, like Texarkana. It's kind of like there's something with Florida in another state. Probably, I don't know, Alabama. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. I can't remember what I was talking about. I'm reading all your comments. I'm just curious, did Court TV say about how long they thought this would drag out for until something happens? Texarkana? Oh, okay. That sounds like an accent that I don't have. Texarkana. So a lot of locals are following this. Lexi? Texarkana. It's like when I lived in Georgia. I lived in a county, and it's Houston County, like Houston. And when I lived there, the locals told me, no, it's Houston. I was like, Houston? Florabama. Yeah. I probably said that wrong, too. While we're waiting for this hearing, if it's going to even happen, we're kind of waiting to see. This has been messed up. This one in Megan Faramusca is messed up. But if you guys could give me a like, that'd be great. Your daughter lives in Atlanta? Nice. I definitely was not in Atlanta. I was south of Atlanta, and I would never want to live in the place I lived again. It was very backwoods is how I would describe it. Megan is messed up, and so are these court cases because there's no freaking movement. There's no movement in them. So how many people here are from Texas? I know Casey. A Texan with a Scottish accent? I can't even imagine. I can't imagine. But you guys have a lot of craziness in Texas. Just like I do here in Florida. And Florida's a lot smaller, so I don't know what that says about us here in transient land. Wow. Lorraine, Heather, Baby D. Houston area. So Lorraine, did you also follow the case of Trent Pascal or whatever? Paxel? Look at all you guys from Texas. Yeah. Colorado is the worst as of late, but like overall, I think Florida is pretty bad. As far as, Florida is really bad with the child, like the pedophiles and stuff. Ugh. We just have a lot of those abductions and like just like pedophiles. Colorado just has a bad reputation because of the last couple years. I mean, there's some history there, you got to admit, Janice. There's Bundy was there. Well, the last time we watched Taylor's hearing, the last time we had Taylor's hearing, we sat through like, oh no, that was Megan. We sat through like 20 people before they finally got to Megan. And it's like, come on, is this happening? Like, and then it was like 2 seconds long, and we're like, okay, that was it. Jay, whatever happened to the case of the woman who tried to hire a hitman for her husband? Which one was that? He was only passing through. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't be surprised, Jennifer's Network. I like your name, by the way. It's pretty cool. Jennifer's Network. Trent Paschal. Oh, yeah. Have they caught him yet? Because I haven't heard. Hired a hitman for her husband. Was it something unsolved? Or was it something that was going to trial? Brunch. Sleeping with dogs. I'm telling you, Florida, nothing surprises me. I had no idea that St. Pete had as much crime as it does. Like, there's shootings in downtown St. Pete. Like, I don't want to live in St. Pete. What was Colorado too? The hitman? Are you talking about Patrick Frazee? My God, my allergies are so bad. Can I get a freaking amen on that? Are you talking about Patrick Frazee, the hitman? Or not hitman, but he asked his girlfriend. I'm confused. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the woman. If you would have said the female. Okay, okay. I guess I didn't see that. Did you say female? Hold on. I read that wrong. My apologies. The case of the woman who tried to, I said it out loud too. I'm going to have to look it up. Hey, it's Friday and the past 2 days have been really long. Okay. Yeah, Emmi. Jennifer Emmi is her name. Casey. Ooh, they haven't read the verdict yet? Mollie Tibbetts' trial is going on. I'm going to Google Jennifer Emmi right now while we're waiting. I'm going to give it a few. If they don't start, then obviously they're not having it today. The last update for Jennifer Emmi was in April. My last video and I made. Let's see when she's due back in court. She was like a lawyer. She's a lawyer and she had like a nonprofit to save dogs or something. She said now she always fought for the underdog and now she's the underdog. Okay, wait, she was there on May 7th was the last time. It wasn't April. It was in May. It was May 7th. The Landry boy, Wheeling, Texas. She was a veterinarian. She's a lawyer too. Jennifer Reba Emmi. She's in Jefferson. Let's look up Jefferson County, Colorado Court. we'll find out the latest on Jennifer Emmi. Then this live stream won't be all in vain. I wonder if she's on a case of interest. Nope. Jennifer Emmi's not that important. They didn't put her there. Gotta go to the regular search to find old Jen. Oh, shoot. Okay, she's back in court for a review hearing on June 14th. So I'm going to write that down. Thank you, Brunch, for bringing that up. Because I forgot to double check on her hearings. Then she's back for an arraignment on July 2nd. Dissolution and permanent orders is in August. And that's scheduled for 2 days. So they've got her all virtual until August. In August, it says in person. So they must anticipate after July to be completely back open. And that's probably when we'll lose all of our Zoom and YouTube court hearings, I would imagine. But it doesn't seem like this court hearing today on YouTube is going to happen. I guess I'll end it. But if anything does happen, if there are any updates, this is what I had to do last time. They didn't stream it last time. That's what it was. And I had to get clips later and make a video. So I will make a video on whatever did or does happen in this hearing today. And I'll keep you guys posted on this case. I want to thank you guys for joining. Just your interest alone in being here, it means the world to me. So yeah, I guess that's all I've got for right now. It was great to see you guys, and thanks, Brunch, again for bringing that one up. James W., sure, ask me a question. What's up? Good idea, Casey. I don't mind chatting for a little bit. Okay, let's change the title. All right, there we go. While he's asking his question, I'm going to go grab something to drink. Hold on. I'm parched. Parched, I tell you. All I want to do. As back. Okay. Okay, good question. I asked the same question yesterday. James W. said, if Utah doesn't have the insanity plea, which it's not Utah they're in, it's Idaho, actually. They did, obviously, Utah is involved in the Daybell case. But, it's Idaho, and I don't know. That's what I was trying to look up yesterday. I couldn't find like a definitive answer. Like, that's what I was trying to ask people who were like, oh, Idaho doesn't have the insanity defense. So basically the only thing that I really found out from that was that, like, they can't get off on the crime. I can't remember it was like legal mumbo jumbo wording, but what I got from it was like, they can't get off because they're quote unquote insane. But like, they are going to, like, what they were saying is like, they're going to compare all these choices she was making, like, to show she was in her right mind. You know what I mean? Like, that she wasn't in her right mind at that time. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm even explaining that right. When I talk about this case now, it's like I have a huge spider web in my brain. Mm-hmm. Yep, take a seat. Take a seat, Casey. Everybody take a seat. All right, so what else are we going to talk about? Lori being incompetent. What else happened in there? Oh, okay, so Justin Lum, if you guys haven't seen, interviewed Colby Ryan. He interviewed Zach Cox, which is Lori's brother Adam's son. Who else did he interview? Kay and Larry Woodcock. All right, I'm going to change this to Verdict Watch, man. Mollie Tibbetts, Verdict Watch. Right? Is that what we call it? Didn't I say that? Zach Cox? What won't work with Charles? Well, right, Casey. That's what I've always thought too. Like, isn't everybody like temporarily insane if they kill someone? I mean, if you're gonna go and do that to somebody, don't you have to be a little out of it? All right, let me go to Court TV. And let's see what's going down here. I hate all these cookie pop-ups now. I don't even know what it means. I just agree. Okay, right now they're showing another trial. Are we just waiting for them to go live, or? I want to make sure I'm on the right live stream. You know, I don't know anything about that case. I haven't followed it. I have been so backlogged with Daybell. Oh my gosh. It was so much. I made that timeline and it was just like, oh my God, I never want to hear these people's names again. But Zach Cox broke my heart. Now, Cash Gurnans, isn't that the one that was stolen from his room or his crib? I can't remember. They are live on Court TV. Oh, I was on the wrong dang. Oh, this is just a video. There's on their website. It's not live with that. Or wait. I'm an airhead. I thought that was a video. I think this is
why families keep coming back to the Keys.
You guys tell me, because I didn't watch it earlier, so I don't know if this is a replay.
Keep the tradition alive in the Florida Keys and Key West.
The evidence in this case shows that the defendant, and only the defendant, murdered Mollie Tibbetts. All of the credible evidence in this case, all of it, there weren't two other guys. That's a figment of his imagination. All of the credible evidence in this case, all of it points at him. All of it.
Closing arguments today, as you can see by that jury clock. 3 hours, 15 minutes, 57 seconds. No verdict.
Okay.
Jury went home. But a lot of people think, well,
let me go see what you guys are saying. Let's see here. Hey, Megan. You're going over the mountain, over the hills and far away? Okay, maybe I'll try, instead of going on their website, go on YouTube. Not live. Not live on YouTube. Neither are they. No one's live. Oh, they're fixing to. Look, it's counting down right now. They're counting down. But this isn't about that case. Derek Chauvin. No. I can't find it, you guys. I don't see where anybody's live with this. I think they're stalling too, for sure. But Janice, you know what? You know what else? I think, hang on, let me get this off the screen. I think that she is going to play victim. What do you think? Did you guys see this? Colby posted on Instagram the day that the charges came down. He posted this picture of Tylee, Charles, and JJ. You will all have justice. Okay, so it's not just me that can't find it. Oh, so they got ahead of themselves? Is that what's happened here? So, okay, so back to the Valo saga. Yes, I think so, Janice. I think she's going to blame it all on Chadley. And be like, he brainwashed me. In that stupid voice of hers where sounds all sweet and innocent. Sweet and innocent Lori. Do you guys think that Lori was at Daybell's house with Alex and Daybell the day that they disposed of the bodies of the kids? Do you think that she was there, or do you guys think that she was elsewhere and kind of told them what to do? What do you guys think of that? Who do you think was the ringleader? They will believe her because she's incompetent. Yeah, but she can become uncompetent. I don't even know if that's a word, but I think that the last thing they want to do is make a deal with Lori Vallow Daybell. Cox, Nelson, whatever. She's had so many names. Okay, I want to see what you guys are saying. Lori ringleader, says Angie. She separated herself from it. When? At what point, Charlie? Do you think she separated herself from it? How far before they were killed? Or do you think she separated herself from it after they were killed? I mean, when did she separate herself? Because she had to be separated in order to let this happen. She could not be thinking of her kids. That's insanity. And if she did believe, if she truly believed in her head, this is the best thing for my kids. I'm saving them from evil demons and dark spirits. Why wouldn't she shout that from the rooftops if that was what she thought was right? If she really thought that was right, just like anybody else who's brainwashed in a cult, they're not afraid to tell you what their beliefs are. Why are these people so afraid? Because they know it's wrong. They know it is, but they do it anyway. Because they're scammers and con artists. And I heard yesterday someone say, Chad saw dollar signs with Lori. He thought when her ex-husband died, she'd be loaded. So was Chad the ringleader? Are we underestimating Mr. Mack tonight? Oh my gosh, Evelyn, you just read my mind. Yeah, exactly, Angie. And he collected on those Chad collected on those 2 life insurance policies. And then they went and lived it up in Kauai or wherever they were. Loaded and good looking is what I heard too. Absolutely. I've said from day one, Chad Daybell thought he really hit the mark with this beautiful blonde. Charlie thinks she stayed away and let the powers do the work. Let her powers do the work. I agree. I don't think she was there. Chevy Lynn. I also think Lori killed Joseph, which supposedly happened before Chad and Lori met. Oh, yeah. Joseph died well before Chad and Lori met. And they had a horrible custody battle over Tylee. I have to say that everybody that's surrounding this, Lori has something to do with it. Now, her sister that died like way like earlier, I did find out yesterday that she had an eating disorder and some other kind of health issue. So she had problems. I never knew what happened to Lori's sister. But all of these that happened, like boom, 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 boom. I mean, especially Alex. You look at Alex. They exhumed Tammy Daybell's body. And the next day, Alex croaks. Oh, but not only that. Wait. Let's back up. Okay. So imagine you're Chad Daybell and your wife died. And then you get the news that they're going to exhume her body. And you're shitting your britches because you know you killed her. Right? Now, you're Chad Daybell. This just happened. Your wife's body is exhumed. It's being autopsied because it wasn't the first time. And what do you do the next day after this all happens? You wake up. What do you do? Do you call Alex Cox and give him last rites? What? So the day after Tammy Daybell was exhumed, Chad called Alex Cox and gave him last rites. So Chad must have known he was dying. It's crazy. Okay, let me see. I wasn't looking at chat. Hold on. I want to see what you guys think. Oh, let me go to the stream and get that pulled up so that we can watch it. Since I changed my title and all. Oh, yeah, verdict coming soon. All right, here we go. We are officially going to be on verdict watch in just 2 seconds. 2 and 2. Who's old enough to remember that? Be back at 2 and 2. Okay. Right now we're just watching the flag of Idaho. Idaho. Okay. Why does that look crooked on my screen? That is so weird. I think it's the background. Here, let's shrink this. Let me get set up, y'all. Just act like you're not seeing this right now. Just pretend like it's not even happening. Like you're not even seeing all my adjustments. Okay. Here we go. How's that? Better? You guys, I am like talking to myself a lot lately. Does anybody else do this? This like being at home more like is getting to me. I'm just going to leave her like that. Just put it right there. Okay. Sorry, I'm blabbermouth today. Lori asserted that Tylee was the reincarnation of her deceased sister. Yes, that's right. Jimmy Rhino remembers 2 and 2. Idaho or Idaho? Kelly says, has anyone wondered if Melanie G was the one who got the poison for all these murders? Melanie G seems to be visiting at the right times. Interesting. Okay, so a blessing. We're back to... Yep, kept woman, Megan. Completely agree. It was a... Okay. Yeah, but why would he call him? Who said Iowa? Me? You know, they both start with I. Like I said, it's Friday. It's like casual Friday. Melanie G and Melanie P. I think Melanie P is going to be looked at next. We are waiting for the verdict in the Mollie Tibbetts case. The verdict is in. We're just waiting. They're letting all the media get there. And before they read the verdict. Oh, here we go, y'all. There's no sound yet, so it's not me. Nope, they haven't turned on the sound yet. There's no sound yet, y'all. It's not me. It's not me. We've got audio. You're not going to hear nothing, BK, till they turn on the mic in the courtroom. Come on.
Good afternoon. We are in the presence of the jury. Mr. Bahima is present along with the attorneys of record. Juror number 2. Do I understand correctly, you were selected as the foreperson in the case?
That is correct.
And Mr. Foreperson, has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is the verdict unanimous?
Correct.
And has the foreperson, have you signed the verdict form and marked it in accordance with the verdict?
I have.
With that record then, sir, I would ask that you hand the verdict to the court attendant, please. At this time, Mr. Bahina, I'm going to ask that you rise along with your attorneys, please. And I would ask that the court attendant read the jury's verdict.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Christian Bahina Rivera, guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree.
Thank you, Carrie. You may be seated, please. Juror number 1, for the record, is this your true and accurate verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 2, is this your true and accurate verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 4, is this your true and accurate verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 6, is this your true and accurate verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 8, is this your true and accurate verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 10, is this your true and accurate verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 14, is this your true and accurate verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 19, is this your true and accurate verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 30, is this your true and accurate verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 32, is this your true and accurate verdict? Juror number 38, is this your true and accurate verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 48, is this your true and accurate verdict?
Yes.
Before I release the verdict, anything else on the record in front of the jury? Mr. Brown?
No, Your Honor.
Freezes?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you very much. On behalf of the state of Iowa, this completes your service. Carrie will take you back to your jury room. Thank you.
Wow. Well, I have to say, I did not watch this trial, so I really don't have an opinion either way. I did not follow this case. So those of you that did follow the case, I'm interested because I see a lot of you guys were kind of conflicted. There was a couple innocent, like people wanting him innocent. So I'm going to have to play catch up on that one, I guess. And I like when I see people are conflicted because it's like, I want to know what made you have, some doubt or whatever. So a lot of you, though, are happy that he was found guilty. And this happened quite a few years ago, didn't it? Was it 2017 or 2000? I never followed the case. I remember it happening. It was 2014. Gosh, I don't even know. But I remember she was jogging and she got abducted and was found killed, but I never followed. A lot of you guys didn't follow. But I hope justice was served. July 2018. A lot of cases that happened in 2018 didn't get my attention because Watts was so freaking crazy. I'm seeing a lot of these trials now because then COVID hit and all that. So now I'm seeing all these trials. I'm like, that happened in 2018. Like the Iowa corn rake. Todd Mullis, 2018. Had no idea. It was Watts and it was Patrick Frazee. It was just wild. Those two Colorado cases right in the same area. I didn't focus on anything else. Auntie Cheryl, always coming in hot. Coming in hot. My beautiful Auntie Cheryl. But yeah, it was the Todd Mullis one was 2018. Now this one, and then there was something else, and I was like, oh my gosh, how did I not hear about this? But I guess it's good now that, I can catch up. So I don't feel behind. Because everybody kind of got stalled. So we can play catch up, which is interesting because Lori and Chad, Daybell case is very complicated. So if you are still confused, who is who and why are they who they are? I did a timeline and it was grueling. So please go watch it. For no other reason other than I told you it was grueling to make, and I did it in like 3 days, and I was ready to like pull every damn hair out of my head. If you could just give it a like, just for that reason only. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, it was like, I don't feel tardy. Van Halen. Why'd you say that out of the blue? Are you testing me? One thing I have to say, okay, have you guys ever had a job where they go around the table, or you're in a situation, something, school, whatever, and they go around and they're like, okay, tell us something that you like about yourself, or you're in a job interview. That's a good job interview question. Tell me something positive about yourself, or tell me something that you like about yourself. A lot of people have a problem like saying that. Something nice about themselves or something positive, because they feel like, oh my gosh, they're going to think I'm conceited if I think there's something good about myself. And the reason I'm saying that is because I just hesitated to tell you guys something that I'm good at. And I was thinking, why am I hesitating? Because I'm not good at everything. There's not a whole lot I'm really good at, but I am really good at music, lyrics, remembering who artists, songs, lyrics. I'm like Rain Man with the stuff. So if you guys know any like trivia things that are like music related that I could play or do, I love it. That's my one of my stress relievers. Like, I just love it. I love music. And for some reason, it's like my brain is like Rain Man with music. I can literally be, this is the weirdest thing. I can be somewhere and just hear like the faint beat of a song, and I can know what it is. And I've said to somebody like, oh, do you hear that? That's such and such song. And they'll be like, what? I don't hear anything. I don't know what it is. It's weird. Echo Lloyd. Nope. I've never heard of it. Hi, Shell. Welcome home from work. Charlie, I'm there right now. I'm getting over it right now. So I'm still I'm out of rehab from the Watts case, but I'm still recovering. But that's one thing. I want people to celebrate like things they're good at. I want to hear what you're good at. Unless you're like Lana Oriani or whatever. I don't want to hear what you're good at because she's good at everything. I'm just kidding. But anyways, no, I mean, celebrate what you're good at. And that's one thing I'm really good at is like when he said, I don't feel tardy. Like I immediately, now I got Hot for Teacher stuck in my head. What happened? What is the Echo Lloyd case? I don't know who Echo Lloyd is. Edwards, Missouri, same day missing as Suzanne Morphew. Oh. Matt Black, you have some interesting videos that you put up on your channel. I know. I need to get off here and clean show. Me too, Cheryl. Me too. But we're trying to put it behind us, right? We went through our shock, our grief, our sadness, then our anger. I think we've been through all the stages, so onward and upward. Those Chris Watts updates will be just that. Updates. I ain't digging. I don't care. I think he's happy where he is, and I think all is good in Wattsville for me. Garrett Nelson. That sounds familiar. Cleaning and research. Heather Howard, if you would like to, if you're interested in helping my team with research, please reach out. You can email me. J is for justice. J is for justice at gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Facebook. I would love to talk to you about that if you just want to chit chat about it. That'd be great. I love people who like to dig. And you guys are diggers. You guys are diggers. All right, Heather J. Okay, you guys, if you want to help, there you go. Thanks, Shell. Thank ya. Absolutely, that'd be great. Look at, we got the 2 Heathers. We need one more Heather, and then we can be like the movie Heathers. And Shell will have to nickname them like Heather 1, Heather 2. Garrett Nelson murdered and dismembered 2 brothers from Wisconsin. Ew. Why? Hey, Matt Black, can you stream Discovery Plus? And if so, could you make me a copy of the Faking It episode with Chris Watts? Dude, nosy people, I know, we're the best diggers because we're nosy as all F, right? We don't stop. Like one thing leads to another, to another, to another, to another. Then next thing we know, we're like, what were we originally looking up? I don't remember. And then you got to go look through your history. Oh my God, brunch, Heather, duh. We do have 3 Heathers. Okay, so we officially have Heathers. Oh my gosh, I just got chills. That's amazing. I'm waiting to see what Matt says about faking it. What do you guys think? Was Chris Watts faking it? I guess this faking it has like a Ted Bundy, Donald Trump, Michael Jackson. They have all kinds of episodes. Oh yeah, wise. That's what they do. Immediately, we're filing an appeal. Garrett yep. Jimmy Rhino, you hit the nail on the head. Garrett Nelson was a cattle rancher that owned 2 brothers a large amount of money. They went to get the money and he murdered them. The case is moving very slowly through the courts. I think I did hear about that. I would need to see what he looks like. And then I'll be like, oh, mm-hmm. Let me look him up real quick. Garrett Nelson. Images. Oh, this kid. I did hear about this. You know what? But I didn't dig in it. Wait. Wrong case. Yeah, Discovery Plus. Discovery Plus, if you have it, it's called Faking It, Chris Watts something. It came out May 15th, and it's UK only. Discovery Plus UK. Yeah, thanks, Shell. Matt Black's link is in chat if you guys want to sub. It was early 2020. Oh, okay. Let's do the press conference. Hold up. Hold up. Let me go back to our stream.
And the fact that this woman went out for a run and ended up in this cornfield is just bizarre on its own. You know, she was not the type of person that would engage someone in an argument. She's not the type of person that would be hurtful. I think that her choice, even if she thought something bad, would be to be kind. And it doesn't, you know, I think any reason that someone would abduct her and leave her dead in a cornfield is just a bizarre set of facts, no matter what.
You were throughout the case or throughout the trial to point fingers towards Mr. Jack's boyfriend. Is that, in your mind, the most likely?
He certainly gave us reason to suspect. Okay, you know, there's a lot of people in this case whose stories didn't check out well enough for us, and that was a problem for us. So, can we tell you who did this? No. We can tell you that getting to know Christian Bahena, we are very surprised that he would be the kind of person that would commit a crime like this. He is nothing but a soft-spoken, respectful, kind person, and every person we have talked to in the last 2.5 years who has had any interaction with this man echoes that. He's been a delight to represent from a legal standpoint, from a lawyer's standpoint. Has been absolutely no problem.
And another thing I'd point out is his family has been just a delight to work with. I know that there has been some questions from some of you about whether or not his family or why they haven't been at trial. These people are hardworking people, and I will tell you that whenever we meet with the family, we normally have 7 or 8 people in the room that care for him. And these are all people that work hard and have been following this case very closely. The fact that you all have been able to provide this to the public so easily has been beneficial. That this family, they just don't have the resources to take off 2 weeks, but they've been watching closely. We'll be in touch with them as soon as we leave the courthouse, and it has been a pleasure to work with the Bahena family. I have no unkind things to say about any of them, similar to how we feel about the Tibbets family.
It sounds like you're intending to remain his attorneys as he goes through the appeal process. Is there any thought at this point to bring on any additional lawyers to the team?
Not at this point.
You mentioned during the trial when you were, I believe, cross-examining or examining Dalton Jack about phone records. Those, to my recollection, weren't introduced as evidence. Did you have those records? Were you planning on introducing them? If so, why not?
Well, there's evidentiary issues as far as the rules of evidence that don't allow you just to introduce phone records. We did have those phone records. They were about 5,000 pages in length. What we wanted to use them for more than anything was to point out inconsistencies in his story, or stories, I should say, and how it was just kind of a head scratcher to us how he could not recollect the days leading up to his girlfriend's homicide, and that was a problem for us.
Also during your case, you mentioned the unknown DNA, the unknown fingerprints. Are there plans, or are you able to independently test any of that on appeal?
The problem is if we don't have a buccal swab from somebody, it's pretty difficult to do that. There are times that, there's databases that certain people, that are compelled to give a DNA sample. But, if my DNA were in something, or probably yours, it just isn't going to be there. And with this case, again, with the Tibbets family and with the Jack family, I don't think we have any reason to believe that unless, we had their buccal swab, that it would show up on some sort of a database.
Is there any other evidence that you wish you could have brought out in the case that, or that maybe you were on the fence about bringing out? What were some of the considerations there?
Go back and look at our motion in limine, and I think you can tell from that. I'm not going to speak any more on that today. But look at our motion we filed right before the case was heard. Our resistance to the motion in limine, I think, will speak for itself as to what we would like to have introduced. There's been other motions filed throughout the case that talked about other evidence that you didn't hear in trial, but I think speaks to perhaps why we were so intent on going after one witness in particular, Mr. Jack.
What about the two masked men? Were efforts ever made to locate them?
It's like trying to prove there's not a Santa Claus. I mean, we don't know who those persons could be. Remember, our client lives really out in the middle of a very rural location. And we kind of tried to link it up the best we could through the people who we thought would have some sort of motive, and that's where we went with some of the testimony, but that's very difficult to establish.
We're fast approaching 3 years since this happened. Do you think timing of this trial played a part in some of the witness testimony and the verdict today?
A little bit. I think it also helped to, as far as 2018 was a much different time than we have today. 2018 was, in my opinion, very conflictual, very difficult time for an immigrant. If we'd have gone to trial within 90 days, like a speedy trial right would have allowed him to have, I think it would have been very difficult for him. You know, I think the passage of time has allowed some of the pain to heal a little bit, let all of us kind of just take a breath and be a little more pragmatic in our decision making.
We don't want to keep the family and everybody, so maybe one more question.
They said, 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
Can you explain Mr. Vahina's, status as far as citizenship or immigration, or how his status, is he staying in the country until appeals are exhausted, or do you have a sense of that?
He'll serve whatever sentence he receives, and then they'll take care of that issue.
You good?
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
You bet.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Safe travels back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, there was your press conference on the Mollie Tibbetts case. And of course, they're filing an appeal, of course. Isn't that par for the course in all of these cases? Immediately when there's a guilty verdict, immediate appeal filed. I don't know, Jimmy Rhino. I didn't follow that case, the Mollie Tibbetts case. I don't know, but she's perpetually sad, Charlie. Perpetually sad. Is the state going to give a press conference? Hey, Jabber. Better late than never, my love. What's shaking this Friday? You caught bits and pieces? Yeah, I didn't even really catch that. I just knew she was jogging and was taken and then ultimately was murdered, but I didn't know any deets. I still don't know any deets, really. But I think that's it. I mean, I think we're all up to speed. We've got last night I know that it was said that Charles Vallow, the investigation into his death is complete and has been handed over to prosecutors. So I think we can expect Lori to be charged with his murder very soon. Even though she's quote unquote incompetent right now. Ugh, cold rain. I know my son is in Michigan. He texted me today and said it's 38 and rainy. I'm like, 38? You guys, it's hot as hell here right now. He led them to, oh, that's right, Wise Corner. Okay, I did know that. Found her in a cornfield stabbed. But it was totally random, right? Or am I mistaken? No, it's like hot as hell. Like, we got summer here overnight. Right now it's 85, feels like 90. Who do I think killed the kids? Alex. It would have taken Alex, I think, to take down Tylee. I think Tylee would have fought like hell. Oh, prosecution's talking now. Shit. Hold on.
And the big thing is that he knew where the body was, and that was a big piece of the corroboration to his story.
Yeah, if you guys remember, the leading us to the body at 4:30 in the morning, that was part of the pretrial order, that we couldn't bring that up initially, but once he took the stand, that kind of removed all of that, and we were able to bring that up, and did with him on his cross-examination. So
tell us about when he was on the stand. What was going through your mind?
You want to take that one?
Sure. Well, it was one of the possibilities that we discussed that could happen, but it was a little surprising, I guess, to me what actually was said. It was completely inconsistent with the version that had come prior, had weaved in some of the details of the actual case, but again, because it wasn't the truth, there were pieces that didn't match up to what had actually happened. So, that's tough, sitting through a third version of what had happened when we think we know what had happened based on our investigation. But the jury heard that, and the jury made the right decision.
Were you surprised when he stood up?
Surprised by?
To see him on the stand.
As the trial went on and as our evidence came in, I was less surprised. At the beginning of the case, we had this discussion about whether or not he would testify. We're always ready for a defendant who testifies, or is, we're always ready for a defendant who would testify, to prepare for it, I mean. And we thought at the beginning, maybe it's not likely, but as things went on, as things kind of came in, we thought very well for us. Our witnesses did well. We thought it may be more likely that he takes the stand. So we weren't expecting the story that he gave. Like Bart had mentioned, we didn't know what it was going to be until he opened his mouth and started talking about it. So, but yeah, I mean, less surprised, I guess, as we went along that he took the stand, and we were ready to cross him whenever that happened.
Were you worried that him giving a completely alternate story would confuse the jury, that was maybe, leaning this way prior to him talking, and that maybe that kind of made things take a little longer in deliberation?
I don't know. I mean, when a defendant gets up on the stand and starts adding in like two phantom people, which is what he did with these two guys that are completely covered in stocking hats that he can't identify, he removes all the ability of anybody listening to what he's saying to identify who those two people were. We think they're figments of his imagination, just as we argued, but he covered them head to toe, and then there's no vehicle. So what are the two chief ways we're going to identify somebody like that. Facial features, possibly tattoos or other body markings, and what vehicle they might drive. And he totally removed that from that story. So, in that sense, he provided us no ability to confirm or deny the identity because he didn't provide enough information that would allow us to confirm or deny it.
Do you think him coming up to the stand and telling that story that a lot of people found implausible helped your case?
That's the way we argued it, certainly. Whenever during rebuttal yesterday. So yes, in that sense, to answer your question, I think it ended up helping us. I mean, he's coming up with something totally new. He had a chance to tell that same story if he was truly fearful for his child and for Iris. He put them into the mix. He'd never told the police that. He's in one of the most secure facilities in the county. Whenever he's talking to the police about what happened, and he doesn't bother mentioning that, I can't imagine that helped him too much.
If he had given this story of the two men when he was first interviewed, how do you think that would have changed the course of the case? Would there have been different investigations? Do you think he would still have wound up under arrest?
Go ahead.
Well, certainly he did admit to concealing the body, and that's a crime in itself, but there would have been additional investigation to find these two individuals that he claimed were there. I mean, the officers involved wouldn't have ignored that. But that's something that was omitted from his first version. His first version, when he said that he had seen Mollie in all the evidence that was presented at the trial, that was a complete and coherent story, and that's what the investigators followed. And if it had been something different, the facts had been different, they would have followed those facts.
To do the buccal swabs that the defense accused the investigators of not collecting in their closings and throughout the case, what happened to them? Why weren't they collected?
The collections that were done at the at U.S.C. Farms.
Where it's of the broader neighborhood canvas, I think they mentioned Ron, those alternate persons of interest. Why weren't they collected?
Well, there was no reason to collect them, and in my estimation, I think Bart's as well. If there would have been, we would have sought a warrant to get it. The other people that they raised as potential suspects, I mean, literally, as I argued, were literally run to the ground. They looked at them, they examined what opportunity they would potentially have had. They're looking for anybody, any other suspects, any other leads. That's what investigators do. When we got the break with the vehicle and in the video, thank goodness the two agents that were watching that video saw the little shadow go across the back of that frame. Had they not seen that, I don't know where this case ends up. I mean, I would tell you the police investigation, even though it was heavily criticized by the defense, I think our investigators did a very good job in chasing the leads that were there. Agent Valletta, Agent George, Agent Reeson, there's lots of other agents that were involved in this case, some of which you heard from. They were persistent. I mean, this is a grueling process for them, particularly when they have the shine of the media is on this case from the very beginning, and they were able to do their job despite all of that, and just keep looking and just keep trying. And they got fortunate with this video, but a lot of times in cases like this, that's what it takes. And it's not that they're lucky; they're persistent. They do their jobs well, and they should be applauded for getting us to this spot. These cases don't happen. These convictions don't happen without good, competent, more than competent, excellent investigators that we have with the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation, our local law enforcement in Poweshiek County, all the other assistants that we had with the FBI and Homeland Security. We were criticized for that in the courtroom, but if this was your loved one, if this was your daughter, if this was your son, wouldn't you want us to do that? Wouldn't you want those types of resources to be deployed and to be utilized? I certainly hope so. If it was my child that was missing. I would hope the state and the federal government would pull out all the stops to figure out where they are, help us find them, and figure out what happened to them. And if it's a violent end to their life, figure out who did it. That's what happened here. And I think the officers in this case and that worked this should be applauded for their efforts and their persistence and their expertise in helping us get to this point.
A question for Mr. Flavor. You, I think, were only became the Washington County attorney a few months before all of this happened. Can you just speak to being, still fairly new in the job and having a case like this drop in your lap?
Well, in a county as small as Poweshiek, this doesn't happen. I don't think it's common necessarily anywhere in Iowa. But, Scott came down to Brooklyn very early on in the case and was a big help. And so he's shepherded this case nearly from the beginning. And so it's something I had a lot of assistance with.
Was there any time in the past 2 weeks that the thought might have crossed your mind that this case could have gone the other direction?
Yes, of course. I mean, I've not slept a full night. I don't think Bart has either. You're always worried what a jury's going to think of this. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's, you should ask my wife about some of the phone calls we've had in my sleepless nights. But it's just, it's hard to get through it. I mean, and it's, you're thinking about it constantly. But I would tell you, I mean, this case is not about us. It's not about me. It's not about Bart. It's about Mollie Tibbetts and her family is who we've been working with this whole time. They are the ones that have to live through this. And, this is our job. We'll be done with this case soon, and we'll move to the next one. That's what we do. With the family and other people that are that close to it, I think you just got to keep in mind that, they live with it forever. And, we understand that. That's why we hope that in the end of when these cases are over, we can bring a sense of justice to them, even though we would never have the ability to bring Mollie back. We hope moving forward that they know the person that did this to her is going to be held fully accountable.
Can you tell us what it was like in the room now with them? I know you met with them in the overflow room right after the verdict. What was it like in there?
Go ahead.
Emotional, certainly, and I think also a sense of relief is how I would describe it. I mean, this case has been going on for quite a while. It's been continued for various reasons, and certainly from COVID. But to get to this point, it's been a long time coming, and it's like a weight, I think, off of everyone's shoulders. And to get the result that we did also is, I think, punctuates that a little bit more.
Even with the outcome that you hoped for, is there anything from this case, this process, you'll take as a learning opportunity?
Yeah, I think I've been doing this quite a while. Every case I learned something about something that I did or didn't do, or how we present something. This was the first time, actually, that I've had what is a completely digital case in the sense of we didn't have hard copy photos or exhibits. Everything was scanned in. It's on a flash drive. It's on a computer. I have used digital presentation software before for quite a while to put pictures up and things of that nature, but never kind of a paperless trial in that sense. And so that was a little bit of a challenge, and I'm glad I could get through it that way. But yeah, to answer your question, I mean, certainly we learn from a lot about how to present a case, how to make it a coherent story for the jury, to make it compelling. I mean, whenever we set out on cases, we obviously want the jury to convict. I mean, that's why we're there. We filed the charge and we have our proof that we believe is there beyond a reasonable doubt. But and we certainly want to be orderly in how we present that story and make it a compelling story for the jury. So ultimately we can gain a conviction at the end. That is what we're after. That's what we think.
motion, also, possibly looking for anything else in the trial that they disagree with. Can you just speak a little bit to what you think the prospects for that are and how you expect that might play out?
Well, I'm not really sure, I guess. I mean, the fact that he testified, so all that information, or at least the part between the sheriff's office and the field, came in, so that removes that appeal issue, I think, at least to a certain extent, from that suppression order. I don't know if there's anything else that was that would be appealable. That it'll be appealed. I mean, we know that it's automatic in these cases, and that's. I don't know what those would be. You'd have to ask the lawyers that handle it. I don't know if it'll be the freezes or if it'll be somebody else, but I'm not really sure. They'll go through it with a fine-tooth comb like they always do. So I'm sure we'll have something.
The defense did tried to bring up the P word polygraph during the trial. Did Dalton Jack pass a polygraph?
I'm not really going to speak. Yeah, I mean, he passed it in a sense of, like, it passed? It was inconclusive was the result. But let me just tell you about polygraphs. They're inconclusive. We get that a lot on whenever polygraphs are that's the result. It doesn't mean anything. That's the whole point. Polygraphs are not admissible in court for a very good reason. And, he could have been nervous and talking to the police. He could have not been feeling well. There's all sorts of things that factor into that. That's why they're not admissible. And so the fact that there was some sort of result like what I just described really does mean nothing in our mind. And, there were a number of people that were, where they utilized that tool, that it comes back that way. So I really don't think there's anything with regard to that result that anybody should be concerned about, or that we were hiding something from anybody. We would never do that. It's just not admissible, and there's reasons it's not admissible. So.
Yeah, and just to anyone who feels like there's suspicion on Dalton Jack, or that the defense, tried to cast suspicion on him, what do you say to those?
Yeah. Dalton Jack did not do this, okay? Let's just put that out of everybody's mind, okay? He was working construction in Dubuque with Jasper Construction. Dalton Jack did not do this, did not commit this murder. He was raked across the coals at trial. I thought he actually handled himself pretty well. He didn't do it. He didn't behave like a person who did it. He was not anywhere near Brooklyn on July 18th of 2018. He was distraught the next day. His boss ended up letting him go home because he could not find Mollie. If somebody like that would have committed this crime, why would they want to go anywhere near Brooklyn, Iowa? Why would they ever want to go back? Why would they ever want to have it, they would want to stay as far away from there as possible. So, yeah, put that out. I would like people to put it out of their minds. Dalton Jack didn't do this. He was vetted. I guarantee you he was vetted. That just like Agent Valletta described at trial, we start with people who are closest to Mollie. He was closest, well, other than maybe her immediate family, he was closest to her. He was interviewed. He was vetted. They picked through his background. Some of that came out at trial. And I can tell you from looking at all this, he did not do this. The person that did it was convicted. So they want to make Dalton Jack another suspect. That's what they tried to do. It didn't work. And it didn't work because there's no evidence that supports it. That's why. So, yeah. We're done?
Any other questions?
Okay, guys. Thank you. We appreciate it. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Whew, sorry, I had to run back to the computer. I'm going to actually cut this off here. I do appreciate, though, that you guys are having this open discussion about this case, other cases. And while I was sitting here reading your guys' chat, I was thinking it would be nice to just do a case update like every week. And then we can open up Zoom and people can call in as well and just talk about the different cases, what's going on, our thoughts, theories. I think that would be fun. Kind of just like a casual open dialogue. All right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. I gotta actually clean the house today. Like yesterday, I blew it off because I was streaming all day, so I gotta clean. All right, you guys. Excuse me. Have a great Friday night. If I don't see you before then, if nothing breaks through, hopefully we have a quiet evening. I could use a quiet evening. But I don't know. Maybe I'll pop on here this weekend and see what you guys are up to. If you're not following on Facebook, please do like my page on Facebook, J is for Justice. And also we have a group, J is for Justice podcast group. So feel free to join those. I'm going to put the links in chat before we sign off here, so that if you guys want to, you can join. So there's the Facebook link. And then there is the, what was the other one? Oh, it should have the group and the page in there. They should both be in there. So anyways, you guys, if I missed you, if I didn't see you, I just want to thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys. I would love to have you guys back for an open dialogue chat and possibly call-ins if, you know, people are up for that. I know a lot of people don't like to call in, and that's fine. I have no problem reading chat and doing some dialogue with you guys. Whatever you guys are open to do and want to do, I'm open to it. So I think a weekly update, I'll give some more thought to that and I'll keep you guys updated. But thanks a lot for your feedback. And if I don't see you, have a great weekend.